we have Kamila Staryga, and who is going to tell us about her company. Kamila is an entrepreneur and product executive with 15 years of cutting-edge innovation experience, specializing in women's health and AI. Before founding Retail Health, she spent most of her career incubating new products, life sciences advancements at X, a high-tech micro-radar chip technology at ATAP, a mobile innovation lab that was running at Google, and at a world-leading women's health startup, Flow Health. She holds an engineering master's degree from the University of Cambridge and continues leadership and medical executive education at Harvard. For her work at Singularity University, she received the MIT Innovators Under 35 Award, and she advises Monterey Ventures on life science adventures and investments. Thank you so much, and we cannot wait to hear from you, Kamila. Floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Can everybody hear me well? Wonderful. Homa, Barty, thank you for organizing very interesting morning. Vivian, this talk was so informative. You have no idea how many notes I took. And just for everyone to know, Vivian and I, we already interacted with each other. I from the founder perspective, Vivian from the investor perspective. So everything, comes back to Cambridge. I graduated already 15 years ago. I did my master's degree at the time it was called ACDMM. Now it's called ISMM. It's an engineering special program that is hosted between the companies and the university. And my college was Wolfson, which is dear to my heart forever. As Homa mentioned, I worked for 10 years at Google, last 5 years at Google X. And then I really felt a calling for technology that it's helping women. My experience started in 2014 when I did Singularity University program during summer, and where for the first time we built a microfluidic chip that was analyzing menstrual blood. At the time, femtech or women's health as a category had not even existed. It was very clear for me that a lot can be done, but I wasn't ready. I came back to Google. Afterward, I moved to work at Flow Health. I was the first female hire at the executive level. And you can hear my son asking for more food. So you have to excuse me because my husband is running another call. So 1 second. Yes, I'll bring him more food. And when I was at Flow, I promised to myself that I'll really pay attention to understanding what are women's needs. And one thing that became very clear is that women, when they try to get pregnant, they feel extremely motivated to do it very, very well. And the second thing that became very clear is that women start postponing motherhood, which is not equal not wanting to be moms. So delaying motherhood became a trend that was not only in a very affluent, highly educated environment, it became true for everyone. And then when we started analyzing women who are trying to get pregnant, I saw that there's a lot of wish. I wish I knew earlier. Why didn't anyone tell me that? What can I do, now if I want to be a mom later? And then I was like, okay, there's clearly a lot of knowledge that exists medically, but there's nothing that is being done for women preventively. There's one solution in the US, very well known, adoption, only 24,000 women a year so far, which is egg freezing. It's a technology that was used for women who were going through cancer treatment, where doctors needed to help them retrieve the eggs so then they do not get destroyed into chemotherapy treatment. Today, this exists more commercially. It's fantastic. At the same time, it's not a solution for everyone. Having a healthy egg is super important, but it's not the entire picture what defines your fertility health. So this, the desire, understanding, ability technically drove myself and my co-founder Alessia to start Retail Health. I'll present a couple of slides, but before I do that, I would love to play video. Playing video while streaming is not so always easy, so bear with me. If it doesn't work, I'll come back to the slides.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay, well, it does this, and let me.
Imagine with me
Working.
a world where we can plan for pregnancy without fear. A world where we can ask for more.
Where we have the power to act.
When it comes to fertility, imagining seems to be reduced to answering a single question.
When are you having kids?
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 What if instead we took the power to ask the questions?
What if planning for a child meant getting answers?
And getting the support we need.
Well, we don't need to start trying before we can start understanding. When it comes to reproductive health, let's make a new future possible.
You, me, us. This time bigger. And with the support of the best doctors, scientists,
Product creators, engineers, and AI experts. When we have the right information about our fertility, we have the power to take ownership of our lives.
together, we are Rita, a new approach to reproductive health. So you can plan with knowledge.
This was our vision video that started basically the beginning of our entire narrative of what we are doing. And as you saw in this conversation, we had a lot of women that were like the person that I'm showing to you, Amelia, a lady who just graduated, maybe from Cambridge, maybe from other school. She wanted to do a lot of things in her life. And at the same time, she started being bombarded with the true questions. Can I have a family and career? Can I do it all? How much time more do I have? And then for her, it's exactly the work that we are doing. I'll show you our solution. It's a fully digital and based on the latest technologies that are available. We built basically to start a personalized app that takes in information about every woman, around 100 questions we ask every user at the very beginning of the interaction, and then we start our medical journey with her. Our interaction with women is between 3 and 5 years, depending how far they are from getting pregnant. And as you see here, we analyze each factor in different categories. In order to be able to do this analysis, we basically needed to build our prediction model of fertility health. What is unique about the work we did is basically the fact that there was no model so far that analyzed the health of healthy person holistically. A lot of data that were available before we started working was focused on understanding very unhealthy population for IVF clinics, or women that were, for example, presenting with PCOS or endometriosis, etc. What we did, we ran our own study that allowed us to gather information that were assessing women from 3 different cohorts. Those that were healthy and were able to get pregnant, those that were unhealthy, but not too much. So with medical intervention, they were able to get pregnant, and those that were not able to get pregnant at all. And as you see here on the slides, we are basically today able to plot women in 3 buckets. Depending on your intake and your biomarkers that are related to fertility, chronic inflammation, and metabolic health, we tell you whether your profile match women that are going to get pregnant naturally or need intervention. This is not a diagnostic tool because we didn't want to be slowed down by the FDA process for every reapproval when you want to iterate. We position ourselves as a wellness educating assisted layer, but we give women the script of what are the things that impact their fertility health, where she is today, and what can she do to improve her chances once she's ready to get pregnant. What is super interesting is that once LLM became available, we actually tried to tune both the MedPalm, ChatGPT, etc. And we ended up understanding that we couldn't just tune existing models because they are built on vast knowledge. And in fertility, there's so much facts as misinformation, deep fakes, etc. So what we ended up, we chose a different approach for our chat. We did the vectorized base for everything what we know so far about the factors, the literature review that we gathered, the medical board inputs and labels. And then we use LangChain and ChromaDB for us. You could use Pinecone depending on your preference. And then with that, we combined to ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, but we use our knowledge. And then the experience of a chat is much more constrained and much more reliable. We got the pre-approval for SBIR grant for that. All the money we're going to get is not actually going to go to building, but to testing. Because one of the things that we cannot forget is it's a very different story than building critical software. Initially, the most important was to do the architecture and the application. Now, the work is, of course, it's complicated, but it's way more feasible than doing the appropriate testing. And I was very inspired by what we even said, on FDA approving code that is related to algorithm and predictions. For the LLM, it's still not defined how it is going to be approved. So the whole work is ahead of us, but interactivity for user is very, very important. And to be very conscious of time, I'll just give you a little bit of view into the techniques we use, the hot map, different, features, engineering, etc. And then when you look at our technology platform, it's very important to understand that AI, it's not just one thing that you put somewhere. If you really want to be a modern company, you need to think about leveraging AI throughout the experience. So even in telehealth, if you're smart, you can already integrate the, scribing. So then the person who is there doesn't have to take notes, etc. And then the assisted diagnosis can happen along the way. So there's a lot of things that you can be involving. So today, when you really think about hiring into the team, that it's engineering team in all terms, you basically look for someone who is a ML SWE, so a person who can join both worlds, a classical SWE that is going to build the application for women, and ML researcher. So in a way, when you are reviewing any technology platform, you're starting to look for all those three things. And I can tell you a lot about the business and how we're doing and everything, but I want to be respectful for the agenda. So the only thing what I will do now, I will show you our website. The URL is wearerita.com. I say it again, wearerita.com. It's coming from the idea that being a Rita is a movement. It's you are educated women that you want to, learn more about your fertility. You want to help other women learn more about themselves. And if anybody is interested, to trying that out, it's already live. You can go to the website, you can take the assessment, you're going to get a report for free, and you can see what impacted your health, and you can see what is the explanation behind everything what we've done. And I will finish now because my son is getting, intrigued by what's happening here. But once again, thank you so much for putting this really nice day together, for, sharing different perspectives. And I hope that I showed you that the applications can be really niche and also can be very unique in that sense. So to Vivian's point, it's a great moment to build. Of course, in terms of investment, it's bloodbath. Let's not get the, let's not get too excited here. But in terms of opportunity to build, it's special. So thank you. I'll mute now, and I will gladly follow up the questions in the chat afterwards.
Thank you so much, Kamila. That was excellent. I appreciate it. And the questions will be...
Lorenzo, who was on the call.
Thanks. We appreciate it.
No,
This part.